Hey guys, welcome to this lecture. So now we are going to discuss about the endpoint security solutions, right? Basically, first we will try to understand what is endpoint security. So far we have seen network security, we have seen cloud-based security solutions, right? Inside network security, you have seen next generation firewalls, right? From Palo Alto, from Cisco, from Checkpoint, Fortinet. And when we talk about cloud-based security solutions, so you have Zscaler, Prisma Access, Netscope, right? So if we have all these solutions in place, why do we need endpoint security? This is one of the question, right? Why do you need endpoint security when you have next generation firewalls, when you have cloud-based security solutions which are continuously inspecting your inline traffic, your data at rest, but still we need endpoint security, right? So reason being that is like when we understand cybersecurity, it starts from endpoint only, you know. So basically what happens in your network? What do you do? So if we talk about any critical corporate network, it will have users, right? Connected to switch, and then you will have your firewall, next generation firewall in place, right? And then it will be having the public connection, right? Similarly, for websites or any service which you have hosted over internet, you need to have your servers in place. So you have multiple servers, you know, web servers, FTP servers. It depends upon the service you are offering. Okay. So now within your network, within your infrastructure, you have critical resources. Let's say these two servers are critical to your business, right? And you cannot afford any attack on these servers. I mean, your services should be up all the time. Although you have applied the perimeter security with the help of the next generation firewall, or you can do that. I mean, you have one firewall here, legacy firewall, or you can say stateful firewall, and then you place next generation firewall in your DMZ zone, which is public facing to apply the security. But still, you cannot take any risk on these machines to get compromised because it will be like business loads. Okay, because these two servers are critical to business. Similarly, you might have any critical infrastructure here as well inside your trust, right? Any particular critical SQL server or something like that, database server. Okay, this is your critical resource within trust zone. Okay, so firewall will be able to provide you security till certain level only. You know, when we talk about application layer attacks, what happens? See, if I'm going to do SQL injection, okay, firewall will be able to identify it. So basically what I'm trying to say here is, let's say this is my server, okay, and this is an attacker over internet. It is trying to make a connection with this particular server, right? So first normal TCP three-way handshake has been done. Since SYNAC, your connection has been established, right? Then it will follow the SSL handshake and your SSL connection will be established. Okay. After SSL, your SSL handshake, I'm not going to draw all the packets. I'm just giving you an example. So till this point, you have your session keys to encrypt and decrypt the packets between attacker machine and the server, right? This is an attacker. So now what will happen? If you are not doing decryption on the firewall, then right after this packet, you won't be able to see what is going on. You don't have visibility. First challenge. Let's say you have enabled the decryption and you know what is going on inside the HTTP headers, or you can say HTTP packets. Firewall has the visibility. You can see it because you have configured the decryption. Now within this HTTP header, there are multiple exploits, multiple techniques which attacker can use to exploit this particular server or particular services within this server. Now all the signatures cannot be there with the firewall. Although we know that we are receiving the threat intelligence information from various sources, but still it cannot have all the signatures, right? So it can have signature of well-known vulnerabilities or recently, discovered vulnerabilities. It can have signature of various malwares. But what about the newly built malwares? You know, whose signature is nowhere, right? And taking the signature of any particular file is very easy. Okay, so if you change the signature of the file, then you will easily bypass this firewall because firewall is not having that particular signature available in the database, and it can let it go. Although we have sandboxing technique available within firewalls as well these days, where it can check with the you have both the options, on-prem sandboxing and cloud-based sandboxing, where it can check with the cloud server or on-prem sandbox and can do the behavior analysis of the file and then detect whether it is a malware or not to prevent the zero day attacks. But that too is not that effective. Okay, so from business standpoint, these two resources are very critical for me. I cannot afford to have any sort of attack, right? So what options do I have? I need to enforce any particular solution onto my endpoints because the basic agenda of any attacker is to steal the information, destroy the information which is there in your endpoints, right? Or basically destroy your services which you are giving to your customers. Okay, so basically the idea of any attacker to get into your network is to destroy your services, destroy the information, or steal your information. Okay, so we need to have a mechanism to protect that particular information, and you can do it with the help of endpoint security only. So what happens, whenever you deploy any antivirus and say, we have the antivirus solution in place, and why do we need EDR solutions? EDR means endpoint detection and response solution. Why do we need EDR when we have antivirus? So what happens? Antivirus are exactly, work in a way the firewall was working. It's like, they were tracking the signatures of the malware. So if malware is having the predefined signatures, you know, let me just draw this file. Yeah. So if your malware code is having the, you know, predefined signatures, then antivirus will be able to detect it. Otherwise, it will go undetected, right? And as per the study, it is revealed that only 40 to 50% malwares have predefined signatures, or you can say exact same signatures which antivirus databases have, right? And they are able to detect it. So it means that your 40 to 50% malwares can be detected with antivirus solutions. But what about the rest of the malwares, or you can say the newly created malicious files? What about them? How you are going to detect those, and how you are going to mitigate those attacks, or you are going to respond to it, right? So basically, there is one concept which says dual time, you know. So basically, what it is, dual time tells you the average time an attacker was there inside your network. So as per the studies, it has been noticed that, mean time to detect any particular threat plus mean time to respond to that particular threat is refers to dual time. And on an average, it has been noticed that it is 56 days, which is roughly around 2 months. So for 2 months, an attacker can be there within your network till the time you will figure it out and you will cut off him out of your network, or you will isolate him out of your network, right? So what happens basically, if any of this machine gets compromised right here, let's say this machine get compromised, attacker gets the complete network access, and he can, just go freely around your network and, visit any particular server, any particular other resource, and try to get the, access of that machine as well. So that's the reason your zero trust network access framework is also gaining, market this time, because we don't trust anyone these days. So it's like you need to reduce your attack landscape. Earlier, we used to trust everyone, be it employees, vendors, anyone. We are giving them the full network access. And once the machine gets compromised, malwares are traveling freely across your network. So, what Zero Trust Network Access says that first reduce your attack landscape. Try to give employees access to the applications which are you know business critical to them. Do not give entire network access to them, right? Try to have inspection from north to south direction as well as from east to west direction. Okay, so this is how ZTNA principles evolved, and now companies are implementing it, you know, and isolating the or you can say micro segmenting their overall network, and then defining the correct policies to contain the excesses, you know. So these days you don't get complete access to your network. So you only get access to the applications which you are supposed to get as per your business. So coming back to the EDR, so what happens, when we detect the attack, or let's say if we have detected any particular malware, you know, the incident gets triggered, and then you have your response to mitigate it, right? So you have your remediation strategies defined, your policies are defined to contain that particular malware. Either you can isolate that particular machine from the network, you can block that particular machine, or you can, quarantine that particular file, and you can roll back the policies within that particular machine. There are multiple options which are available. Okay, so these are your EDR solutions, endpoint detection and response solutions, right? Basically, what you do, you install a particular sensor within the endpoints, which is keep on scanning your files, keep on analyzing the behavior of your files, because these tools, they are working on behavior analysis and machine learning techniques. So they are continuously doing the behavior analysis, how the file is running inside the infrastructure or inside the machine. Is it running the way it should be, or it is doing some sort of malicious activities, trying to manipulate your registry keys, trying to encrypt your hard drive, so it is continuously doing the behavior analysis, or it is trying to run any PowerShell scripts which can be dangerous to your endpoint. So that particular behavior analysis is, keep on I mean, this sensor is keep on doing it, right? And the moment it is going to detect any anomaly, any malicious behavior, it is going to raise the flag, or basically you can say it is going to raise the incident for that, right? And whatever response you have configured, I mean, once you get any incident, you can define your playbooks, you can, define your policies, how to remediate that particular attack, how you can what would be your cybersecurity strategy in dealing such situations. So I mean, you, with the help of the policies, you can define those things, right? So now coming to the next concept, that is your XDR. See, we have seen what is EDR. and we have get a rough idea about it. Throughout the course, you will understand in more detail how Falcon sensor works, how we can define the different policies like prevention policy, your response policy, your USB policy to deal with such situations for different host machines like Windows, Linux, Mac. Okay. So now coming to the next concept, that is XDR. Now, XDR is nothing but extended detection and response. So here, EDR is limited to your infrastructure. But when we talk about XDR, XDR is not limited to your infrastructure. It will be securing your cloud-based resources as well, whatever cloud-based resources you have, right? Your endpoints as well, right? All these you can say your uh, resources are giving information to this particular XDR solution. Your next generation firewall is also there. Okay, so they are feeding this solution. They are giving inputs this solution, and this solution has this capability to do the behavior analysis, to apply the machine learning techniques to identify whether a particular attack pattern is there inside the network, right? Or any sort of attack is going to happen inside my network, and accordingly it can remediate the attack. Okay, so behavior analysis, machine learning techniques, all these things are available inside the XDR as well. So it is like extended version of EDR. Okay, where you are not only getting information from your endpoints, but you're also getting information from your cloud resources, your you know network security resources, and you are analyzing that particular information, and then accordingly you are remediating the attacks. Okay. Similarly comes your MDR. So MDR means managed detection and response. So these are managed service providers. What they do, see, when you deploy EDR, XDR, you need manpower. You need skilled labor to, you know, deploy them, understand the incidents, take the appropriate actions, right? So when you don't have such skilled resources available within your organization, then you can offload this work to the MSPs, that is managed service providers. Now, what these MSPs can do, they can take over your EDRs, XDRs, right, within their platforms, and they have the skilled labor, and they will do the 24 cross 7 monitoring for you, right? They are continuously monitoring the cyber attacks, right? They are continuously monitoring your incidents, okay? Security incidents, and accordingly they are responding to it. So we call it managed detection and response. Okay, so 24 cross 7 cybersecurity support you are getting from a third party. Okay. Now, when we talk about CrowdStrike Falcon, this is one of the EDR solution we have. So in Falcon, what we are going to do, so basically you need to install this sensor, Falcon sensor within your endpoints. Your endpoint could be Windows, your endpoint could be Linux, your endpoint could be Mac. So we need to install this particular sensor inside these machines, or be it your servers, right? We need to install this sensor. Now what this sensor does, this sensor is going to communicate with the cloud instance of the Falcon. So basically this is a multi-tenant service, right? So when you buy the subscription, you will get your unique tenant ID. So your sensor are going to communicate with this particular tenant ID only, right? So when you're going to log in into the dashboard, you will be able to see the incidents or any sort of detections for your infrastructure only. Okay, so it is reachable over internet and single pane of glass from where you can configure the prevention policy, you can configure the response policy, you can configure the USB policy, right? And all these policies will be pushed from this portal towards the respective sensors. Okay, and then they will start working, they will start giving you the reports, they will start giving you the notifications, the incidents, right? Whatever is happening within these endpoints, you will get all these reports within this particular web UI. Okay, so we are going to discuss more in detail, right? So in the upcoming lectures, I'll walk you through the Falcon dashboard, how it looks, what are the different options we have inside it, right? And we will see how this endpoint security is really helping to prevent the cybersecurity attacks in organizations. Although we do need network security, we do need cloud-based security solutions. You know, every each one of them is having their own significance, right? So let's say if network security device is there, you can build site-to-site tunnels, you can build remote access VPNs, okay? And you can apply port-based restrictions, application-based restrictions. I mean, they have their own significance. But when we talk about endpoint security, so actually you are going to protect your endpoints, which are the main target for the attackers, you know. So actually they would like to damage your endpoint so that your services can be impacted, and they will try to steal the information so that your brand reputation can come down, or they can try to blackmail, or they will try to encrypt your devices so that you pay some ransom to get it decrypted. Okay, so these are the basic I mean, not basic, but these are the most common cyber attacks which we see, on frequent basis, right? And that's the reason these endpoint solutions, they are helping the corporates to prevent such cyber attacks. Okay, so thanks for watching this video. In the next lecture, we will discuss about the Falcon dashboard. We will see different tabs, and accordingly we will progress in this course. Thanks for watching this video. Have a nice day.